As you're starting your adventure, today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that you should do in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl before you hit the second gym. Let's get into it. Today we're going to explore some of the simple things that you can do to help optimize your team and optimize everything throughout the region. And really there's a lot that you can do and gather before you hit that second gym. So today we're going to go through the top 5 things that you should do before you hit the second gym. As well, we're also going to tack on just a couple of optimization settings that might help you along throughout your adventure. So we'll get right into that with the first one, which is you are able to shiny hunt your starter Pokemon. And this is a little bit of a grindy effort, as all shiny hunting can be. However, it's really pretty simple. It takes about 5 minutes to get to this particular point in the game where you reach these trees after you meet your rival Barry and you guys team up, walk up a little bit of a path. You want to save your game right here before you get into this little area, because once you get into that area, it is going to prompt a cutscene that you cannot stop. So once you actually go through, you are able to shiny hunt these starter Pokemon. So you're going to pick whichever Pokemon that you want, and it's going to, well, either be shiny or not. And if not, you reset, you go back through the cutscene. You know, it takes, again, about 5 minutes to get to that first spot. Once you save in front of those trees, then that cutscene is unfortunately about 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So it is going to be a little bit time consuming to go through this, especially depending on how many times it takes to get that shiny Pokemon. But you can start off the game with a guaranteed shiny starter. Next up is how to unlock the mystery gift. For the mystery gift, it's really simple. We're right here on Route 202, and as we come up, we're going to be in Jubilife City. Going up here past the water fountain up and to the left, this is going to be the TV station. We're going to walk into the TV station. Up into the top right corner, we are going to enter into the elevator. If you talk to this person that is standing in the elevator, then they will ask you what floor you would like to go to. We are going to go to the 3rd floor. And when we arrive at the 3rd floor, we are going to go and talk to the producer. And that is this gentleman here in the sunglasses. When we get here, he's going to ask the player to choose from a list of different TV programs. Happy Egg Club, Love That Group Corner, Rate That Name Game, or Everyone Happy with Wi-Fi Connection. We are going to choose Everyone Happy with Wi-Fi Connection. I already did this in the game, but once you do select that, talking to this producer, then once you go to your menu, you are going to notice now a mystery gift option in there. And then when we get via internet, I already did this, but you're going to check it and you can see that I now was able to get my clothing gift from the pre-order as well as the Manaphy egg. Next up is how to get Jirachi and Mew. After Jubilife City, we're going to come up north, and once you make your way through the cave, you're going to come up through Route 204 and into this town, Flamora Town. Talking to these two people is where you're going to get Jirachi and Mew. So as long as you have save data from Sword and Shield, this gentleman here is going to give you Jirachi, and from one of the Let's Go games, she is going to give you Mew. So now with the Manaphy egg, as well as Jirachi and Mew, you're going to have access to 3 mythical Pokemon in the game. The 4th thing we want to show you is how to get to and set up your secret base in the underground. Setting up your secret base, we're going to come off of the bridge here on Route 205 and enter Eterna City. We're going to bypass the Pokemon Center and go into this house right here. We're going to talk to this old gentleman who, the first time we speak to him, is going to give us the Explorer Kit, which allows us to go underground, and he's going to give us a brief tutorial. Once we do that, he's going to have a few different tasks for us, and the second task is going to be to go underground and interact with the wall. Once you do that, then he is going to give you the digger drill, and once you have the digger drill, then you are going to be able to be in the underground. If you come over to a wall that looks like this, if you interact with this wall, then it's going to ask you if you would like to use the digger drill to make a secret base. A couple things while we're doing this to keep in mind. First is that you want to know the location that you set up your secret base so that you can make sure that you get back to it. As well, those digger drills that you did get, you are able to obtain more after farming some resources. You can actually speak with one of the hikers, and they will be able to sell you another digger drill, and that will give you the ability to move your secret base if you so choose, or if it's in a position that maybe you didn't see or want it to be in the beginning, you want to move it somewhere else. You can definitely do that throughout the game. The last one that we want to cover here is how to get Spiritomb. Now, it has been reported in the game that you are able to do this prior to the second gym, although there is quite a bit of work behind it. So if Spiritomb is something that you really like and you want it on the rest of your adventure, then you can definitely get it. But it's going to bring about quite a lot of work on your behalf to try and get it to that point. On Bridge4 Games, Mike, myself, and Blaine have not yet completed this task, and we will make an update to this once we do complete this. But what you are able to do is come through this path here, along the way, over the bridges, and then you'll make your way to this particular rock. Once you get to this rock, then it's going to essentially prompt you so that you need to speak with 32 NPCs from the underground. And it's not just any NPC, like talking to them multiple times. You have to talk to 32 unique NPCs in the underground. And basically the way that that works is when you go down there, in each individual space or room, there's going to be a couple different spawn points for these NPCs, and you can walk up to them and speak with them. And in some, once you leave a section and then come back, then they're going to respawn, potentially in a different spot, potentially with a different NPC. So once again, this one's going to take quite a bit of time, and I know that it has been mined, and there are quite a bit of people working on getting that, and if there's better ways to do that, we'll certainly update you, but wanted to let you know that this is something that you are able to do before the second gym, so you can have Spiritomb and complete this task. But I will say that with it being Spiritomb, this task is certainly not an easy one. As a bit of a bonus, I just wanted to quickly go through a couple of the options and things that I like to do to help my gameplay and just make it more enjoyable for me. It's one of those things that, you're not necessarily going to notice until you actually change it, and then once you change it, you're going to realize how much better it is. The first thing is I always change the text speed to fast. That just kind of helps you go through the prompts just a little bit faster. Now, I will just preface that by saying that, you still want to read what's going on to make sure that you could follow along with the adventure, but I like the fast text option. Second one that we want to talk about is the battle effects. This is actually going to be, over the course of the game, a little bit of a time saver, so that when you hit your move, it's just going to do the move. It's not going to do all of the animation and effects. So you can, save a little bit of time here and there, especially when you're going through and you're fighting all of these different characters in the game, and that it's just going to help out with a little bit of time save. The next one is battle style. Now, I personally do like the switch option, but if you're comfortable and confident in your set, you can save yourself a little bit of time and a prompt within each battle. Do you want to have the prompt come up which shows which Pokemon you're going to fight after, or do you want to just keep fighting with the same one? Where I really like the time save is in the next two. This first one, I misclick all the time. And so when you catch a new Pokemon, it's going to automatically send it to a box as opposed to manually choosing, do I want this to go to a box or do I want this to join my party? I like this. Once again, I misclick this all the time if I have it set to manual. And then I end up having to choose, do I really want to add this to my team or not? And the second one, this is similar, is giving your Pokemon nicknames. Now, I know that there are a lot of people out there that do like to nickname their Pokemon, and I love a lot of those nicknames that come out of it. And I'm just not that guy. I like to play it a little bit more straightforward. I don't necessarily have any interest in giving my Pokemon nicknames, and so I like to save times by not giving them a nickname so that it automatically just chooses not to. So that's just a couple prompts, in my opinion, that seems like it doesn't save a ton of time, but even if it saves you a few seconds every time there's an interaction for that, and you have to do that interaction over and over through the course of the game, you can end up saving yourself quite a bit of time and effort in the playthroughs by just reducing the amount of prompts that you have to go through. That's going to do it for this one in some early game tips and tricks for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I ask again that if you like the content that we're putting out on the channel, please like the video as well as consider subscribing to our channel to make sure that you never miss episodes like this. For Bridge 4 Games, I'm Tom, and we'll see you guys in the next one.